audio.
So if your Z index is not working, the problem is usually not with this property. It's the positioning or stacking context. So first, let's understand what this Z index property actually does. So this property controls the stacking behavior of the elements, or you can say it controls which element will appear in front or maybe top. Let's first understand this with a real life example. Like here you have stack of books, stack of plates, stack of coins. So in all the examples, each of them are placed on top of each other. So your Z index will also decide this thing, which element will come on top of each other. That's called the stacking of the elements. So let's dive straight away into the code. So let us have two div elements. Let's give them a name as box1 and box2, and the class name also as box1 for the box1 and again box2 for the box2. And let's have simple styling for each, like the background color. Let's go with this light sea green. Then give them a height and width. Let's say 100 pixels each. And the same with our box2, but with different color this time. Let's say light coral. So we have two boxes, right? Now let's try to add our Z index. If I try to give this property Z index with some value, let's say 10, and let's say Z index 20 to the box 2. This time it won't work. See. So the most important thing, your Z index will always work with your position property. Like relative, absolute, fixed, and sticky. So if you still don't know about this properties, you need to watch a separate video for this. So without these properties, your Z index will not work. So now let's first add, let's say position, relative. And now let's do one thing. Let's move this box to 50 pixel top. So now your box 2 is overlapping the box 1. See, this is your box 1 and this is your box 2, which is overlapping the box 1. Let's do one thing. Let's reduce the opacity of box 2 to show you how it's overlapping the box 1. See. So now with this property, that is Z index, you can control which element will appear on top. So the element with Z index value more will appear on top. So we want box 1 to appear on top instead of box 2. So box 1 with the value as Z index 10 and Z index 5 to the box 2. See. Now your box 2 is appearing on top of box 1. Your box 2, your box 1. Let's again reduce the opacity to show you. See. So this was the first case. First, your Z index needs these properties to work. Secondly, it works differently with your parent and child. Let's again understand with the code example. Let's say instead of this box 1 and 2, let's say we have parent and child, like parent box, let's say child box, or let's say child box 1 and child box 2, and let's keep them inside the parent div. So now you have a parent div and two child div, and let's style it accordingly. And let's have the same thing for our parent. Again, different color. Let's say simply yellow. So let's first remove this opacity and Z index. So you have parent with background color and some height and width, and same with the child 1 and 2. So by default, when you will have a parent and a child, your child, your child will sit on top of the parent. See, this is your parent. Your child is sitting on top of your parent. Now let's add the Z index. Let's say 10. Let's say Z index to 15 and Z index, let's say 20. Your parent have 10, child 1 15 and child 2 20. So what do you think? Which will appear on top? So you might think your child 2 will appear on top of both of them. But that will not be the case. So first thing first, your child will not ever compete with the parent even if the Z index value is more. Both child will compete with each other. Like there will be the competition of Z index between the siblings, never with the parent and the child. So now your child 1 and 2 will compete the same way as there was the case for box 1 and box 2. So let's say again, we move our child 2 to 50 pixels on top of child 1. But we want child 1 to be on top of child 2. So that time, let's say Z index value 25 and let's say 10 or maybe 20. See, now your child box 1 is on top of child box 2. But now you will tell me, then what is the use of this Z index 10 for the parent? So the Z index value which the parent will have will get competed with any outside element which will having the Z index value. Let's say you have one more div. Let's give it a name as outside div or maybe outside element. Let's again have the class as, let's say, outside, and again have the same styling but with different color. Let's say blue. So now if you want the outside element to appear on top of this parent box, what you need to do, you need to give the value of Z index greater than this, the parent value. So let's understand the scenario, that is the parent child and the outside element with a real life example. So let's imagine these are two buildings. And these are the floors. So let's say your parent is on the first floor and the outside box or maybe the outside element is on, let's say, 25th floor. And let's say your child is having the value as 99. So your child, even if you have 99, it might be somewhere here only in the first floor. So you can assume it to be 99, but still inside the room. So eventually, even if your child has 99, but it is stuck in the first floor and the outside box is at 25th floor. So to beat this 25th, the parent must have the value as greater than 25th. So it needs to go beyond this, maybe 26th, maybe let's say 30. Then only your parent and your children can go beyond this outside box. So this was the stacking context. So this way it works. So yes, that's it for this video. Hope you understood about the Z index in a much better way. So see you all in the next one. Till then, take care.